tuning in. I appreciate you. You know I do. Curro. Welcome back for another video. Guys, what's pop-a-lockin'?
What's happening?
We are here for another Face Mask and Faith, a part of the single series. Y'all was ready and excited, and we're back. We're back. And if you not know who I am Janae. I also go by Nae2Curly on all my social media platforms. And yeah, I talk all things natural hair, but I also talk about the Lord. And child, this single series was placed on my heart a long time ago. And look, we're here. And let's get into it, because child, I'm still single.
Still single.
Shout out, child. And I have my friend Jasmine here. Y'all seen her before, but I have her introduce herself.
I am Jasmine Haynes. I am a consultant with Haynes Consulting. It's my company. We do small business, nonprofit, and individual consulting. I also have a blog, JasmineMHaynes.com, and you can find me on both Instagram and TikTok at Jasmine M. Haynes.
There it is.
There it goes.
Ha! Y'all. We are both single individuals, and we are going to talk about that today. So we're going to do more so of a single assessment today, kind of just talk about like how are we being single, and I want to make sure y'all tell us down below, how are you? How you doing?
What's going on with you? Let's get it.
Truly, Jasmine.
Yeah.
We gonna start with you because
Why not start with you? Oh, okay, we can start with me. It's your show. Okay, I see that.
They kind of already know where I'm at.
Y'all see how this is about to be, right? Okay.
But Jasmine, how's the single life going? If you could, you know, maybe can you sum up it in one word, or do you want to just?
No, I cannot.
Break it out. Yeah.
It's getting hard by the day, baby. No, you know, it really depends on the day. Honestly, there are some days where it's like, this is it. This is the life. I don't have to talk to nobody. I don't have to text anyone. I don't have to respond. I go and come as I please. So there are those days where I'm like, oh, I don't have anyone to answer to. And then there are other days where I'm like, dang, it would really be nice to not be single. To just have somebody you can share with in a deeper way, because you know you got your friends, you got your family, but that's a different connection. So it really depends on the day. But overall, in this season right now, in this season of walking in purpose, you know, most days it's an okay day, but there's some days where it's just like, man, it's hard. It's hard to do single the right way. That's it. It's hard to do single the right way.
Woo, so I would say that for me, I'm the same way. Somebody asked me that the other day, and I was just like, I want to say I'm good. Like, I feel like I'm a really successful single. Like, I'm living it. Yeah. But there are truly days where I'm just like, it would be cool if I could just talk to somebody, just talk to myself. I don't know, flirt a little bit. I like to flirt. Hug me. Different things like that.
Yep.
And especially because one of my love languages is physical touch, and so I'm just like, and quality time. So I'm like, you know, it's just cool. It would be cool to have it.
Mine's are too. That's crazy.
Wow, we're twins.
That's it. The top two. Go ahead. It
would be just cool to have that, and so and I know it's way much deeper than just having that, but it's moments where I just do like, it'd be cool to kind of just be able to hang with somebody, and also to, you know, expand my business with all those type of things. So I always try to see like, okay, I wonder how he gonna fit in. You know, or if he don't fit in, maybe he's just gonna do his own thing, and he can maybe just help me in different kind of ways, just maybe with day-to-day life. So I think about all those things, but I try not to sit in it too long.
You can't,
because if I sit in it, just now I'm sad.
That's how you get in trouble. You sitting in that little space, you done got sad, you cheer yourself up, and then you texting.
Now you texting Jerome.
He talked to Jerome in 2 years. I wonder how he doing. I should not be wondering.
Now he unblocked. You know I block people. Yeah,
now I'm back in something that I walked away from. It wasn't good, and it ended, but I didn't upended it and started it back because I sat too long in that place of I want to be with somebody.
And Jerome is conveniently single right now.
Why Jerome always single?
Why Jerome always single?
I'm tired of Jerome. Jerome, get a woman. Or not, depending on where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. That's the problem with like being in that, sitting in that space, is you go back to the old things. And this is face mask and faith, so I can say this here, but that's what the children of Israel They wanted to go back to what God had brought them out of. And we look at them like they're crazy. I can't believe they want to go back to Egypt. They like, you know, we would have been better if you would have left us in Egypt. And we like, y'all crazy. Y'all are out here getting manna from heaven. God is feeding you all manna from heaven. And you trying to go back to that old thing. It doesn't make sense, but we do that.
And they said in that, how long?
40 years.
That's in the wild to me. And that's what some of us is doing.
They couldn't make it to the land of milk and honey because they was too busy looking backwards trying to get that old thing back. And how many of us are doing that? We call in Jerome's. I don't. Maybe yours is a Craig or a Steve. I don't care what his name is, but I don't care what her name is. Mm-hmm. But you're trying to get that old thing back, and you can't go into your land of milk and honey because you done sat in this place, and because it was uncomfortable and it was a new thing for you. Mm-hmm. You're ready to go back to what you knew. Let's get it.
No, for real. Like, we just started. I'm over here like, it is. And that's why, like, people think it's crazy that I block people, but I try to block you because I'm like, that's what helps me, okay? Mm-hmm. I block you because I don't want to have no type of connection to you, whatever I can do. Yeah. And so I can also get proper healing, you know, all that kind of stuff, because a lot of us ain't trying to heal when we disconnect for the people. But yeah, so
that's the word.
I just try to do that, and I'm just like, I blocked you for a reason, and that's why I think I do that extreme, so I can remind myself you block them. Yeah. And when you block somebody, that means you, to me, and I'm like, no, that means you really need to leave them alone, Janae.
Yeah.
And so I try to do that to help you remind, like, why you don't need to be talking to them. They be popping up, child.
They figure out ways to find you. Hit you up on LinkedIn. Why are we on LinkedIn?
How you find me on LinkedIn?
Out of all of that, I blocked you on everything, and I forgot to block you on LinkedIn, and you hit me up on LinkedIn. That's really crazy.
That was wild, and I did not respond.
LinkedIn, anywho, but yeah,
interesting. And so singleness is cool. It's cool.
I think it might be more than cool. It's because you know the married people want to be single, and the single people want to be married.
And that's why you just gotta what?
You just gotta
I gotta appreciate where I'm at.
Just stay right in this moment. Mm-hmm. Just stay right in this moment and be content. And I think that's one thing that, especially a couple years ago, I was just struggling with being content with where God had me. Not understanding that was the positioning that I needed to be in to get where it was that He was taking me. Because every step that we take is taking us somewhere. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I needed, there are things that God had to remind me just the other day that the way that I love, I wouldn't have been able to walk in the purpose my full purpose, because I would have been too busy trying to help Him get to His. Because I pour what I have into everybody else. So having that love interest, I'm like, all right, babe, what you need to do, what we need to do to get you set. And all of my stuff, I would have been 10 years out, still haven't started my consulting firm, still haven't started this blog, still not doing what I need to do on TikTok and Instagram, all of those things that He's now brought and I'm walking in now. I would have never done any of that because I would have spent so much time on their dream, because that is just the type of person that I am. Mm-hmm. And so I have come to appreciate this season of singleness only because I see that I wouldn't have even been able to walk in the things that God wanted me to walk in had I not been single. And that's what Paul was talking about, where he's like, it's better to be single than to get married, because when you're single you can care for the things of God. And when you're married, you care for the things of the world or the things of the flesh that your partner needs. And so I needed this season, but it don't always feel good. It does not always feel good. And then sometimes because it doesn't feel good, I want somebody to help me feel better.
So we'll take anybody. You blinking?
Where you at?
Bed.
You breathing?
Bed. I like what you said, because when you mentioned about what Paul said, it reminded me of like, if I take the time to really have that awesome relationship with God, when it transfer over to the man, I can still do both. Where God is still, God is number one, and I can still be able to also give the right attention to my husband. And I said, and I think that's where you kind of see cases where people, or they just get, let's just say a regular relationship. Your whole being now is that person. They don't know, you don't even know them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we give them all, right? Like, it could be just a weekend. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I'm like, no, still give, the glory to God, still give attention to God, still give this over to God. And I think that's why some of us probably are still single, where the Lord is like, yo, it's still some stuff I need you to work out, because I don't want you to forget about me when I send you your person. Especially when that's how your relationship gonna last, when you put God first as a whole, as a couple. And you know, and that's why I think I sometimes at one point just let anybody come in, because I was just like, I still love the Lord. I'm still serving at church. I haven't forgotten about serving. I still be on time. Like, you know, I ain't hang on him. But last year, I really definitely dove way deeper into like really improving my relationship with God, because I was just like, you keep letting anybody in. You talking, but you keep letting anybody in. Make it make sense. It's not matching up. So and then I finally talked to somebody else, and I was like, okay, they love the Lord, won't take it back, blah blah, but they still wasn't the right person. So I said, okay, that's that scenario where I heard that a lot, and I was like, wow, I'm in that scenario. He love the Lord, all that, but he not the right person. And knowing how to remove yourself from that too, just because they love the Lord. I didn't remove myself quick enough, child. Straight up my house. Ain't nobody saying it. No one's saying that it should be easy. But we should also learn how to be grateful in this season. But we're not, and you got people that's really sad right now, depressed.
Because you're single. But you know, we done made marriage an idol too. Now that's something, and I don't have it all worked out. I'm not about to sit here and act like I'm an expert in this. But we have made marriage an idol, because marriage for us, especially for women, and I can't speak to men, we'd have to talk to a man to see about them, but especially for women, marriage is like the number one thing. You get married and you have babies. Like, that's what we have been cultivated to believe. So now all of a sudden, everything that we do is with marriage in mind. We will shape our careers, and we will shape what it is that we're doing around. I might be married one day, and so what? I'm serving in certain places, or I'm doing certain things with the idea of, will he be able to fit into this? Will I be able to be married and focus on my husband and do this at the same time? Because marriage has become an idol to us. We've placed it on this pedestal where this is our entire purpose in life, is to be married, instead of really walking in the things of the Lord and allowing marriage to be one of the things that we walk in. It is the thing that we are pushing toward, and that is our goal. And we have to stop idolizing marriage. It's not that marriage is a bad thing. I want to be married. I am looking forward to having somebody I can spend the rest of my life with. However, that is not my ultimate goal, and that cannot be the place. That's not my destiny. That's just a part of this process and this purpose that I believe that I'm here to serve on this earth, but it is not my end goal. Marriage can't be idle.
Just ruffle some people's feathers, child.
I apologize. No,
but
I don't.
I don't. Facts on facts. Like, but I think that's the reminder we have to have. Who told us that this was the ultimate thing? Whoever has told you that, you gotta let that go, because you're gonna keep feeling like you're a failure, and you're not a failure. You're not behind in life. Like, you have so much other stuff you can do. And you wait on a man, and then that's why I was saying, like, you end up just taking any man, because at this point you're desperate. And so, I don't want you to do that. Whoever's listening, you start
lowering your standards, especially the older we get. We start compromising on a lot of things. Like, okay, no. He used to need to pray in tongues. He ain't got to pray in tongues no more. I used to want somebody that was sober. No, he can drink now. I can do it.
Wow.
Because you start to lower your standards. Because the older we get, it's like, look, we just trying to get with somebody, anybody. And so we're grabbing at just anything that we can put together and say that this looks like this can be somebody who I'm supposed to be with. Because now, you know, you had this idea that you'd be married by 25. And then you have this idea you'd be married by 30. And then all of a sudden, oh, okay, now if it's not 30, 35, 40, 50, 60. I don't care how old you are, and if you still have that desire to be married, it's still, it's a real desire, but you cannot just settle and take anybody.
Just take the steps to reverse that thinking, because I'm telling you, you're gonna feel like you are not where you need to be, and it's like you are where you need to be if you are walking in purpose or really giving your time over to God. Like, that should be priority. I did back in the day used to think it was like, ain't that deep. Like, I mean, I can date somebody. Lord knows, like, you know, he can. I've learned, and you can tell me what you've learned so far in your singleness. I can't change nobody. He really do need to know the Lord. I can't keep playing with that. And that I need to be patient. I need to really pull out patience, like, somewhere. Every single time I'm trying to, like, oh, maybe I said no today. You know, he not it. Don't even try to. Yeah. No, I don't care what people saying. I don't care what I'm thinking. It's a no. I don't care how fine it is, it'll be fine. What have you learned so far, you could?
That I cannot compromise the things that I am looking for. Number one, I don't have the temperament, right? So I'm like, I'm done. And then I pulled somebody in, and I knew you weren't what I was looking for, and then I'm done with you because you can't fulfill me in the way that I wanted you to fulfill me, because I compromised in the beginning. So I cannot compromise. I learned that quick. Like, Jasmine, you don't. Why you keep talking to these men? Why? I apologize.
Put them back.
Because I knew. You know what I'm saying? I knew that this was not someone who would fulfill me, but I compromised because I wanted to be with somebody. I wanted to go out. And not even to talk about, because it's not like I talked about people I was with necessarily with my friends. It was just, I just wanted to have somebody. When I wanted attention, I wanted attention. That was using people. Whoever you are, stop it. That is using people. The food is not that good. It don't taste any different. Pay for your own food. You're just out here going to dinner so they can buy your dinner. Oh no. And you don't have to pay for it yourself. Stop it. That's using people. You wouldn't want anybody to do that to you. So that's what I learned. And then I know that. Ooh. Yeah.
That's a good point though. If you're getting to a point where you're using somebody, that's wrong. And you really gotta sit still.
And okay, Holy Ghost. And you can't say, well, I told them.
Oh my gosh. Yes,
shots fired. I'm pretty in my corner. Listen, I'm talking to myself too. You can't be like, well, I told them that I didn't want to be in a relationship with them. I told them. I gave them a heads up. It's not okay. It's just not okay. Yeah. Because actions really do speak louder than words. And so if you are doing something and saying another thing, at best you're going to create confusion. And God is not the author of confusion. At best. At worst, they're going to follow your actions, because that actually shows somebody where the heart is. So the fact that you said something out of your mouth that you're not, this is not going to go anywhere, or, I'm not really interested in a relationship, and then I do all of these relationship type things.
That's a fake boundary you're putting up. You know, like, you think you're putting up this boundary or this wall so you can make sure that everything's good. I ain't going to hurt him. I ain't going to hurt me. Yo, you making it worse.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Anything else you learned?
I don't know. I gotta sit in there for a second, because I'm in trouble. That hit me. that really did hit me.
Someone else was like, watch this. Like,
I got something for you.
Like, no.
That you can't, you don't
want it to happen to you, but you can't do that to somebody else.
You can't do it to somebody else. And the issues that you create in their life, I told them they got all type of trust issues, because they don't know they can't figure out if I should listen to what you're saying or if I should watch what you're doing. Wow. When your yes should be yes and your no should be no, that means that what you do should line up with what you say. It has to be the same thing. And if it is not, then we're missing something, and something is wrong, and you need to put you in check and let it go. Let them go. Why would we, just all of us, why would we talk to somebody or we wouldn't want it done to us? Why would we do this to somebody? We are emotional beings, regardless of how unemotional we try to pretend to be. We are emotional beings. Why would we put somebody through that? knowing that it's going to just create an issue for them and they're going to have to heal from it later.
Yeah. I feel sad now.
I mean, I'm saying.
I did that.
Look, a long time. I told him this was, I'm not even interested. We can go out to eat. If you want to take me out to eat, we can take. I'm always available when you're texting and calling.
So we came across a couple questions that somebody was a part of a program and whatnot, and so I have some of the questions, and we're gonna ask each other and ask yourself this too, just so that we can dive deeper.
Jeanette, how honest are you about your thoughts and feelings?
Oh, we did that one first, huh? Make sure y'all asking yourselves this. Certain scenarios, I'm honest. Don't care what you got to say. I'm gonna say it. Sometimes I don't care what the follow up you have. I don't care. I said what I said. But I think when I am hurt, or if my feelings are hurt, especially for somebody close to me, I do feel like I keep it in for a second, hoping that it kind of just like dies off or something, so that I don't have to confront the person. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, is this a moment of me? Do I have to have a response for this right now, or can I just brush it off and be okay? When it comes to a guy though, I think I play it off. If it's something I don't like, I think I do try to probably like play it off. Like, why you do it all the time? Like, dude, be cool. And I do like that, but really I should say it like, I don't like when you do that. I know that's what you do, but I don't like when you do that, because it's gonna keep coming. Like, if you don't tell the person, it's gonna keep happening. So really trying to work on that. And I think I did that with last situationships, but I don't, because it's a situationship, Jazz. I ain't been in a relationship. I don't know how long, child. I never try to say the number, but if I had to say the number, I'm gonna say college. That's 2000. College was 2000. Oh my goodness, that's wild. And you older than me. Wow, that's crazy.
That's wild.
I've had a relationship since college. Wow. Did I even have one then?
I did not. I have something that, like, I had a serious situationship.
Ooh.
But it wasn't a relationship. That was me. Cause I was like, oh, we never talked about that. What do you mean? How you get to that? How you in a relationship? We didn't talk about that. Yeah. So, cause communication is key. Anywho, how honest are you about your thoughts and feelings? So it depends. Because the problem with me is I'm very internal and I deal with things internally, and my feelings, I don't always necessarily discuss my feelings. I figure out why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling, and then decide if it's something that I should, if it's worth talking about. Which can be problematic because I didn't came up within me what I need to do differently most of the time. When sometimes it's not really something, I can't make an adjustment necessarily. But it's like, okay, Jasmine, how do you need to adjust? What do you need to do differently? And it's like, no, you just didn't like that, my good sis. And if you just didn't like that, you have to be able to tell them, hey, I don't like that. I don't like when you say that. I don't like when you do this. And you should make the adjustment, or start working to make the adjustment in the same way that I'll make adjustments if something comes to me. So I am really honest with myself, and I'm honest with others while I'm working through why I feel the way that I feel. I'm like, is that trauma related? Why did that make you upset because that reminded you of your father? Or did that make you upset because you actually don't like it? But going through that internal dialogue or even an external dialogue, I very seldom, now that I'm really thinking about it, go through that dialogue with friends until I've already figured it all out. But going through that dialogue, the issue, thanks Lord, the issue is sometimes it causes me to diminish the impact. I don't talk when I'm angry, because I said I can be reckless. And I know, and since I know that, I will just, you gotta give me some time. Just give me some time. Let me go process this. But by the time I'm done processing it, it may not have the same impact. And so now I've never discussed it, that's what made me angry. So if you do it again, I never even gave you the opportunity to make the adjustment.
Man.
So that's you know, I am really honest with myself, and I'm honest to a certain extent, but there are just some things that I do not share because I've already made the determination on how to deal with it internally so that I don't have to inconvenience somebody else, which is not fair to them. Because it is not necessarily inconvenience to you. If I'm like, if you do something that I don't like, Janae, and if I tell you like, hey, don't do that no more, or hey, I don't like that, that doesn't mean that it's inconvenient for you. But I can process it as an inconvenience because now I have to make you do something extra in order to deal with like what I'm dealing so that you can soften what I'm dealing with internally. And that's just not my battle to fight, and it's not my load to carry. It shouldn't be my load to carry.
What I got from that was like, when we try to fix the situation so that it's not on the other person to get themselves together. And if you finally, when you get to that point of actually wanting to say something to that person and you do not see the adjustment, some of us still stay.
I will throw this packet of questions at you. Come on.
And so, we can't do that. But so that's what made me think about what you said. I was like, wow, and some of us still stay even after we hear the person saying, I'm not going to change, or their actions are showing that they're not going to change. That's wild to me. So that's what made me think about that. I don't know if you have more to say to that, what I just said, but I had to get that out.
Why would I stay in a situation where I'm being hurt? If you touch fire and it's hot on your hand and it's burning, you do not leave it there. You remove, either the fire gotta be extinguished or you remove your hand. Stuff is on fire, and we
easy as realizing, and I'm jumping to something else, but that's why like knowing your worth and knowing who God has called you to be and all that kind of stuff, it helps you remove yourself quicker. Now, I'm not going to say I remove myself right then and there.
Yep.
But it makes me remove myself quicker, so I'm not digging deeper and deeper into it. So now I don't even see how I can even get out the situation. That's why I was saying that when you mentioned that, I was like, so when I finally tell the person that I feel X, Y, and Z and they don't say nothing, now I'm starting to be mute about every other thing they may do or anything else. And we don't want to become mute in a relationship. It's not a relationship.
You touched on something, and I think that in singleness is something that we need to focus on more, is our identity in Christ. Because that will really, your relationships then will reflect how God sees you. So you will be with people who treat you in the way that He sees you. Because now you identify with something bigger than yourself. You identify, you're not treating me the way that God sees me. And if you're not treating me the way that God sees me, you have to go. And it doesn't mean that I am without flaw, because I have a lot of flaws. But what it does mean is I can identify, no, I am loved. I am trusted. I am worthy. And when you identify with those things, because God said that that's who you are, you'll start requiring other people to treat you in that way. You're not going to deal with just anything because you know that you're worth it. You're worth more than that because God said so. God brought you to this place, and the way in which He sees us is so much bigger than He doesn't see our flaws. He sees us through the blood of Jesus, and that automatically gives Him a different picture of us, and our identity should be different. So if we spend time in singleness, identifying who we are in Christ, then when the one comes, we know that they're going to be seeing us the exact same way.
And that's as simple as open up the Bible. Talk to the Lord.
Come on.
I had to get to a point where I was like, you need to pull out scriptures that's specific to what you believe in for, Janae.
Yep.
I don't do it in certain areas, but some other areas I'm like, why you think you don't gotta do the same amount of stuff, like the same I guess process for this as well? Like
every area. Who are you? You fearfully and wonderfully made in the image and likeness of God. You walk like Him, you talk like Him, you act like Him. You were made a little lower than God Himself. But we got to know those scriptures. So we got to spend time in the book so that we know who we are and whose we are and how He sees us. Because I might not see myself as He sees me. Because I am being made over. And sometimes we can sit and think about what we've done and who we were. And not even, he sees us where we going. He knew the end from the beginning. So he knows what the outcome is. But we got to spend some time in that book so that you know who you are.
That's the challenge for y'all. If y'all are like, well, that's the challenge this week. And the days after that is to take the time out to go ahead and open the word. I don't want us to be where we know the scriptures about finances. God. But if you are really desiring to be married, why not make sure that, okay, let me make sure this relationship good. So when I get this relationship, see how I'm doing that? When I get this relationship, I'm where I need to be with God, and I can definitely let anybody, the right person in, and also be good to them. Like, I just feel like, so not because I know how God loves me, I can also love the person right and treat the person right, and it's, it's just deeper.
Come on now.
It's deeper. And so,
because you want a husband and you ain't even a wife yet. Because he said he who finds a wife, not he who. Okay, because we has been trying to get y'all that's listening. Because we ain't even done the work to become wife material. You're looking for a husband and you're trying to figure out where they at. You're not a wife, or you're not a husband.
You're not a husband.
And the Bible lays out what a man should be and what a woman should be, how we should be as people. It tells us. If the man can't rule his house well, he is not ready. He got a spending issue. He is not ready. Proverbs 31, if you really look at what that woman is,
yes, ma'am,
she got her stuff together.
She had businesses.
She had businesses. She had a relationship with the community.
She was respected, huh?
Okay. So, but you gotta get in that book.
But this is a good transfer over.
I want you to answer that first. I don't want to. What
time are we at? But yeah, y'all. So I know we just stopped right there, but let us know. Let's continue the conversation down below. It gets this serious on purpose because it's like if this really matters to you and you really want this, do what is necessary to get yourself here good first. So it may have hit us.
It told me up. This told me up today. It hit because you got to get this right in order to be able to get that right.
It's so worth it.
It is. No, it sincerely.
Yeah.
And it's fulfilling in a way that nothing can fulfill you. And some of those voids that we're feeling from the singleness is really because this is not right. So be successful and to be successful in the singleness. Make sure that we're there. Sometimes we don't even have time to look and be concerned with what's happening here because I got stuff to do. Okay, praise God.
Well, wow, what an ending right there. So, once again, follow on with this series, and make sure you follow Jasmine. I'll link her down below, but also put her name right here. And yeah, we'll be back. We have more to say.
I got stuff to talk about.
You're gonna see the same outfits. All right, y'all.